Okay, I gotta do something here. All right, there, you guys. What do you think of that? Wait a minute, something's wrong here. Okay. Now I don't know how well y'all can see that, so I'm going to try to go to make the full screen here for a moment. Okay. This, my dear, is my boarding pass. Now I purchased this boarding pass a few years ago. Let's see, I can make it go bigger so I can see it. Okay, I purchased this back for my birthday when I turned 50. It's been in the works. It's time for me to go live, folks, according to my clock. All right. You see, I'm an alien. I'm from Mars, sent here to spread cheer and joy amongst the people. And I was told that humanity was worth saving. You know what? I'm not so sure today. As you all may have known. Okay, let me stop sharing this and say hello, everybody. I've got a lesson for this evening. You see, everything that happens to me happens for a reason, and I'm supposed to start looking for the reason. As soon as something I don't understand and can't comprehend that affects me emotionally, I seldom get emotional over really anything that isn't happy and joyous, bug tussly. You see, I learned Sunday that a great portion, if that's any, you know how they do polls, if I were taking polls on how many people had empathy or humanity or caring or a sense of duty, everybody would be on that side. And Mr. Jeremy Daniels would be on this one in a poll. It was 20,000 to 1 that no one had any empathy. No one had any humanity. And there wasn't a single vet that understood his sense of duty. These are the subjects we're going to talk on tonight. Okay? We're going to talk on what it means to have humanity. Human people have the ability to care, the ability to see a problem around them, and if they have the ability to fix it, a human who has humanity fixes it. I don't care. Here's the first question of the evening. I want you to type it in chat, your answer. Okay? You see a man struggling in a wheelchair to go get a restaurant door open. What do you do? Hello, Papa, Tino, Chris, Bygone, Trail Martinez, Lynn T, TT. Hello, you all. Glad to see y'all in here. All right. Here we go. I already opened the door. I already know to help him in any way. You're right. In any way. You don't stop with just opening the damn door. Correct. That, Chris, you hit the nail on the head. Now I've opened the door and I've helped him to his table. And if I have to go to the back of a long restaurant line to do that, that is what I do. Humanity means going above and beyond what's needed. That did not happen in Nevada. There was no humanity. Now, the next one on our list is a little bit harder to answer. How do you learn empathy? Empathy means to feel what another is feeling. That is empathy. And there was no empathy. It's 20,000 to 1, okay, without empathy. I want to know how many in my realm of people truly know because they learned. Tell me how you learned empathy. Chris was born with empathy. But honey, apparently 20,000 to 1 does not have it. So now the question here is a fixed question. How do we teach humanity and empathy? The question now on the board is empathy. I didn't learn it. Papa Patriot, great. Thank you for your honesty. Chris feels it every day. He was born with it, okay? Like me, I reckon I pretty much come out of the womb with empathy. So taught it by upbringing, okay? And he's got me, Chris, okay? When y'all are finished guessing, I can tell you how you teach empathy. How do parents teach their children to empathize with others? Okay? I worked in a nursing home. And I was one of those who taught the young ones how to be good, caring nurses in a nursing home, caregivers. Okay? That was my job. The first day that they reported to duty, they were asked to go and put on 2 hospital gowns, one way and one the other. And I took them over and I put them in a wheelchair. And I seat buckled them in with a tray and taped their hands down to that tray. And for the next 8 hours, I set them in the room. They had diapers on too. We made sure they had a diaper on. Today, you're going to learn to feel what our residents feel when you ignore them. When you go to hollering, I got to go to the bathroom. Hey, I shit my pants. And you can't do a thing about it. And when it comes time to eat, I'm going to feed you. and I'm going to slop it all over your face, because you better never do that to a patient or a resident. You learn empathy. It can be taught, but apparently nobody's given any classes on it. Because by day 2, when my new employees arrived, they were scared shitless what they were going to encounter. And that's the day I put them with another assistant, the buddy system, always. I put them with a trained aide, and they got to take care of patients. Don't let me ever see you walk past a resident that says they need you and you not recognize and acknowledge them. And if you are busy, I mean immediately when you get through, you go take care of them. They're your bread and butter. They're the people that you're responsible for. It's empathy. Jeremy, as he says right there, let me show you here. Jeremy, just a minute. Yeah, he sits in the direct sun, because nobody, not one of 20,000 people in Las Vegas, have learned empathy. Now, the next one on here is a little more limited. I don't think it should be, but this one's directed at those of young men. Old men know it, okay? Old men been there, done that. You young veterans, okay? The ones that walk right past Jeremy in uniform, bearing patches, stuck in the grass, trying to operate a manual wheelchair with, he's got one arm, but the other one's a sometime-er arm. Sometimes it's there and sometimes it ain't. Okay? And as a veteran, whatever happened to no brother left behind? Whatever happened to the code of honor? Okay? Never leave a brother behind. What happened to that? What happened to your sworn oath and duty? Did you lose it when you got discharged? Are you one of those that your oath only counted while you were in active duty? I hate to tell you this, young men and women, your oath lasts forever. It's like marriage should be. There was so many people who I knew, and I got to remember, how do I know? I'm sitting here in Missouri. Well, you say, Mr. Jeremy Daniels, he kept me on speakerphone for nearly all the time. I heard everything that went on. I heard it all. And so many of those men was recognized as a veteran. Recognized him as a veteran. Took the time to say, hey, bud, thank you for your service. Think they'd help him get out of the grass? You take any two vets. Jeremy's chair only weighs 30 pounds. Jeremy is only 107, and from top to bottom only 4 foot something. Any two men could have picked him up and carried him where he needed to go, chair and all. But they had no sense of duty. I want to know how we teach duty. How about that, Papa Parrot? Yes, you were. What do you think? I'd like you to give us an idea. What is your honest opinion? You watched my video, I'm sure. What's your honest opinion of humanity in Las Vegas, Nevada? Jeremy, you've been asked a question, okay? Because I can't answer that question totally, because there was one time he couldn't get across the gravel, and a veteran come over and said, "Hey, man," he says, "I can't get out of here. This is a indoor chair. The front wheels are roller skate wheels, not casters." Explaining to the man, okay? He shouldn't have to beg. He's a wounded warrior. He shouldn't even have to ask. It's your duty. And every single one of those vets, 5 that I counted, okay? Oh, sorry, guys. Trying to get this to hide and not be one there, but it's not going to do it. Okay, I'll put this one up since I can't figure out how not to put one up there. Okay. Now, you got any drill sergeants? If they got any trainers, any DIs out there that's still active DIs, an active DI, okay? They need to get back attention duty. That starts by spending a week in service in a veterans old folks home. That's how that starts. Put them to work. Let them hear the stories. Let them know what they're facing. And let them know what it means to serve and get old. Hello, Miss Angie. Username 24. Stormy. You guys, I can't keep up with the chat. That's why I usually have it on chat replay, because I get too involved in what I'm saying, okay? And sometimes if I look that way, my eye teeth will get crisscrossed and I can't see what I'm saying, okay? As you can look around me, if anyone has seen my live streams before, there was a beautiful quilt that hung on that wall over there. My daughter made me that quilt. She has since decided she wants nothing more to do with me, because if Civil War broke out, I'd have to go killing Democrats, okay? I just have to if Civil War broke out, all right? Because I'd be on the one side and they'd be on the other. That's how Civil War works. And then I'm angry. I'm angry at the Democrats in Congress for not taking out my AUKUS. I'm for slow rolling Biden's impeachment, for the allowing the charges against Trump. Those are political things. And I have my opinion, and my family has theirs. That's okay. I don't have to have family, because I have family right here. And y'all showing up in the chat. Y'all supporting that. Okay? But I have a way of protesting. You see, when Tyson did what they did, there are a whole lot of foods that they're connected with, and I don't eat any of them. Never will. Even when this is all over, never will. Target's another one. No, no. When they pulled their LBGT, no, you'll never get me back in your store. Sorry. Well, after the way American so-called patriots disgraced that flag when they disgraced a wartime wounded warrior, I want nothing more to do with the Stars and Stripes. I'm done. That flag to me meant more than you'll ever know. My entire house was decorated in red, white, and blue. My yard still is, but those are all coming down tomorrow. I'm giving them to the park so they can decorate the park with it. But they're coming out of my yard. Okay, I'm through. Thanks to one of my wonderful chatters and one of my subscribers, tomorrow morning or tomorrow sometime, I will be receiving my civil peace flag. It's always been above the Stars and Stripes because it recognizes people. We don't need to fix government. We need to fix people. It wasn't Trump. It wasn't the Republican Party or the Democratic Party that disgraced that flag when they dishonored a wounded warrior. Okay. You know what? He was there at 7:30. He was on the sidewalk with people walking past him for hours because he ended up being in the very, very, very back of the crowd when he was told that there was a handicap entrance, and was taken to that handicap entrance. By then, that handicap entrance was full of people in wheelchairs, older folks that needed their wheelchairs to walk but could still stand. There was one veteran looked at him and said, "Hey man, you 101st Airborne? What war?" He says, "First deployment to Iraqi." He says, "Oh man, you need to be up front." And about that time, not one, but two ladies pushed through him. And he said, "Hey man, what are you doing?" She says, "Oh, we're with the VA. We got to go up front." That just triggered him. He's been out there for 5 hours. He's hot. No one's given him anything to drink. He's getting aggravated. I said all of that last night. But the point of this is where was the sense of duty? When he's sitting there screaming he's going to commit suicide and kill himself, within earshot of law enforcement, where was their sense of duty to protect and serve? Told you. 20,000 plus 2 to 1. Oh, they thanked him for his service, all right. Did they call an ambulance? Did they call EMT or a paramedic? They had him there. He's in direct sunlight, in the heat, suffers from MS, which is triggered by body temperature. Okay? He ain't had nothing to drink. It's 105 degrees. They didn't have a sense of duty. I heard, I can't say I saw because I was hearing. I heard the lack of empathy. And there was no humanity in those officers. Not a lick. So, I'm going to let it. Is there anybody say yes in the chat if you'd like me to post the link to the StreamYard and come up and chat? And I'll listen to what you have to say. But remember, I am no longer an earthling. I'm going home to Mars. And I need y'all to know that things for you all don't look so good. You know, the maker, the God, the Buddha, the Muhammad, the whomever you give your alliance to for their power, still the same maker. Okay? You know, I was going to write a little book one time. Here's where story time comes in. I was going to write a little book one time, and I was talking about, you know, Earth, Mother Earth. I had this book where there was Mother Earth, there was the Maker, and Mother Earth, and all of Mother Earth's dominions, which were tornadoes, hurricanes, lightning storms, flash floods, wildfires. Those were all of her dominions, the weapons of Mother Earth. Anyway, they're going to have a meeting. And the maker calls the meeting to order and says, okay, Mother Earth, what do you got to say? She says, God, you made a mistake. Oh, wait a minute. I don't make mistakes. Remember the dinosaurs? Oh. That was a learning curve. Well, Lord, you made a big one this time. Oh, no. No. What'd I do? Lord, you created man so that he could breed. What? They're like cockroaches, Lord. They eat everything. They destroy everything. They don't cherish anything that I make. The trees and the grass and the beautiful, beautiful aromatic flowers. Lord, they don't appreciate it. Well, what do you think we need to do about it? She said, Lord, I don't want to wipe out mankind. I got the power to do it. Clicking my fingers, and I got the power to do it, Lord, that you gave me. But I don't want to. I'd like to see if there was a way I could teach him a lesson, Lord. But, you know, I need your permission. He says, well, what do you have in mind? She said, well, Lord, I'm pretty good with hurricanes. If I just made them just a little bit bigger. I know that some people are going to lose their lives, but, you know, they're able to detect them things and warn people, and they can get out of the way. Can you let me send a few really big hurricanes in? Sounds okay. Sounds fair. So Mother Nature comes and she sends Charlie and Andrew and Katrina and Ivan and all them others. Sandy. And you know, for a while, it works in those places. And across the country, people come and they volunteer, and neighbors start to get to know one another, and it works for a while. But when the press is gone and the money's gone, most folks have fended for themselves. Most folks had insurance. They're moving on. Yep. No one brings their neighbor a casserole anymore. Oh, God forbid you go over and pick up their trash too and carry it to the curb. I mean, but you know, after that storm, you was willing to pick up wood and cut trees and move limbs and haul water and cook and bake and feed the whole neighborhood. But once it's over, it was over. Mother Nature goes back to God and she says, God, we try. They still not listening, Lord. Well, what do you want to do? She says, well, God, I could send tornadoes and hail, and I could damage everything in an instant, and with very little warning. Maybe that would open your eyes up on what loving your neighbor really means. God says, whoa, going to do a lot of damage. And it won't just be on the coast. I know, Lord, I know, but all them people, they need to learn something. You know, them Midwestern people, them people in the Midwest, you know, they's loving folks. Maybe it'll be contagious. Maybe I can create something that acts like a disease and wipes over the country and gives everybody that feeling of love and caring for one another. All right, Mother, I'll give you permission. Oh, tornado starts hitting. Oh my, one time there was 30 some odd tornadoes in one night. Oh, folks were devastated. Buildings torn up, businesses gone. And the one thing they remembered was the love of their neighbors and the strangers that came to help them pick up the pieces of their lives. Love abound. Everybody loved everyone and everyone cared. Humanity was born. Empathy, because you were in the same boat they were. Your house got blown down too. You learned empathy for your neighbor. Okay? And folks like me, who are called out with Rubicon or CERT or somebody else to go help, has a sense of duty because it feels good when you do it. Okay, once you ever go in and really help in the cleanup of a disaster, you're going to find out that during that period of time, you feel good. I did. But it was my sense of duty that got me there. Only lasts till the cleanup's over and the television crews move on to the next big story. The paper writers, they move on too. And the miracle doesn't last. Mother Nature, she goes over, talk to the Lord again. She says, Lord, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't want to wipe out mankind. They're being official. But Lord, they don't take care of things no more. And some of them's just going to have to be sacrificed, Lord, in order to get maybe the message across. Lord says, oh, that's drastic. What do you got in mind, Mother? Well, over on the west coast of California, there's a thing called the subduction zone. They call it the Cascadia subduction zone. It's been ready to pop for a long time. Wouldn't be hard to make it pop, Lord. But when it do, all the shipping lanes are going to go away in that tidal wave. It's Gonna kill millions, for millions, Lord. Millions. You mean all them folks along the coast? The money grabbers? The author, the well, wait a minute. Most of them peoples is Democrats, aren't they? Doesn't matter. Most of them folks ain't got no empathy anyway. They've done lost their empathy. Okay, they've done given away and sold their humanity, and they absolutely have no sense of duty to their fellow man. That wouldn't be so bad. She says, yes, Lord. But when I do that, Lord, you see, there's this volcano that sits in Wyoming, and I'm afraid that when I trigger the Cascadian, it's going to trigger that earthquake and possibly erupt that volcano. Lord, does that, it's going to kill half of the United States, and the other half's going to starve to death from nuclear winter. So I need your help, Lord. I really don't want to wipe out all of mankind, to teach them a lesson. Lord says, oh, I surely hate we don't have to do that. That would be so bad. He says, well, Lord, there's another way. There's a fault that starts in the Gulf of Mexico and runs all the way up through Canada, and we can just split these people apart. We can put the people on two different sides of a river. Think maybe that teach them something? Lord says, I don't know. Let's see if they have learned anything. So he sends down Trump. Trump takes 4 years, starts people smiling again. Positive energy starts to reign around the planet as folks are able to put food on their table, save for a vacation. Gas prices are low. Taxes are low. There's plenty of work. Pipelines working. We're pumping oil. We're doing good. What happened? We let the devil move in, didn't we? Yes, Lord. He's getting stronger there, Lord. He's pretty good at his job. I can't say when it comes to persuasion and fear and all the other things that go along with all that negative stuff, Lord. Yeah, it's getting pretty bad. Well, we could let the Chinese bring in fentanyl. But Lord, that'll kill the innocent. Can't do that. He's bringing it in, and it's going to kill the innocents, Lord. What do we do? So the question for tonight's, what does God, with the help of Mother Nature, do next? They've tried to teach us all humanity. We each and every one of us, in one way or another, has experienced a natural disaster. At one time or another, if it's a fire in your house, that's your personal natural disaster. Had everything stolen, went through a tornado, experienced a flood, had hail stream down on your house and need roof repairs. At one time or another, you've all experienced it. And during each of those disasters, there was a miracle that you overlooked. There was a lesson that you overlooked. Heart, okay, that ain't, I think it's chemtrails. We can't have a nice blue sky. They ain't going to allow us to do that. So they're poison. Of course, my friend Jeremy Daniels, He understands how they're doing it better than anyone else. He understands what they've already done with hazmat type materials. He's the #1 expert on the subject of gases and chemicals, and how they interact and how they can kill people. Thing is some of them gases don't kill right now. There's some that do, okay, that kill pretty quick. But there are others that don't kill you till about 10 years down the road. Problem is 5, 10 years down the road, you've done fathered offspring with birth defects and don't know why. Because you was exposed. Devil works in mysterious ways. Good against evil. That's the war. On Sunday, I saw the true evil of mankind. I heard it firsthand. The evil that has possessed humanity by taking away humanity, empathy, and duty. I thought they were taking away cattle and milk and drinking water and farmland and all those other things, but no, they took away humanity, empathy, and duty. And it is your duty, your humanity, to teach others around you to empathize with those around them. My grandmother put it very, very plainly. Okay? Never criticize a man until you have walked a mile in his moccasins. Understand how that person is feeling. You know, when I was listening to Jeremy Sunday, and he's trying to get through, he's got somebody pushing him through, believe at this moment, and he's going, watch your toes, because he's got a foot he can't control. Okay? He don't want to step on anybody's toes. He was having a humanitarian response. I don't want to step on your toes. Oh, please move your feet. I don't want to step on your toes. Watch your toes. Watch your toes. A crippled man who has been highly disrespected for the last almost 5.5 hours is caring whether or not people get their toes stepped on. Perhaps with a little empathy, maybe he's had his toes stepped on a few times. He understands. That's not nice. Y'all, anybody, I'm gonna post a link, and if anybody wants to come up and have anything to say, you can gripe about the fact that I stomped on my flag, and I did. That's okay. It was mine. I had a right to do that. It was mine. Okay. There's the link. I didn't know what I was going to say tonight. I had no idea. I'm going to tell you right now, the only thought that was in my head was the words, what would you do? Okay? I get my thoughts in my head from my maker. I mean, remember, I'm a Martian. I have antenna. I can hear those thoughts. And they're kind of like spatial text, digital text. And it said to go live and ask, what would you do? I had to tell my oldest grandbaby my story to warn her because she is bipolar and has been suffering, wanting to unlike herself. Get her to laugh. A belly laugh. If she can learn the thespian way, the stage way of really laughing, a good hard belly laugh when she's feeling any kind of bipolar symptoms, it will change the orphan and serotonin levels in her brain. She can fix it by learning to laugh. And I'm talking like this. If she can learn to do that within 60 seconds, she's going to feel a whole much better and a lot more positive. Okay? I was extremely bipolar before I died. I was extremely bipolar. And I learned that to change that in the body was the action of laughter. It worked. No Klonopin, no nerve pills, haven't done so in 20 years. Okay? I enjoy one drug and one drug only because I don't consider it a drug. I consider it an herb and it does my body good. Okay? All right, let me back up here. Okay. It's been a good, honest, from the heart stream. Can't argue with that. Thank you, Miss Angie. Thank you very much. Thank you, Cody. I know you do. And I am so glad that I have some patriots. And I know that, guys. But I have to protest in my own way. I have to do what is best. As you can see, I showed you at the beginning of the show. I have my boarding pass to go back to Mars. I'll be honest, it's just my name. I paid to have my name engraved on the first human flight to Mars. And if I could get on that ship, I would. But let's see, what date am I leaving here? Just let me look at this a minute. I leave on July 2026. It's not that far away. Okay. I'm going from Cape Canaveral Air Force Station, Florida, Earth, to Jurassic Crater on Mars is where I'm going. Okay. Y'all can stop by and see me sometime. Okay. When they learned how to do, beam me up, Scotty, or warp speed, or whatever it is, develop a warp drive, y'all come see me. I'm gonna go back to Mars, if at all possible. I'm just tired of being human, okay? Because I see very, very little, 20,000 to 1, that have humanity, or those that are empathy or duty. So it really, really doesn't want to make me continue to be a member of the human species. Kids can change their gender. I can change my species. All I got to do is believe. If I believe that I'm a Martian, you guess what? I'm a Martian. A very, very wise Martian who apparently had to go through the horrors of Sunday to understand how to give this lesson. How to know what it is that needs to be taught. What it is that this miraculous spirit that controls me needs to do. Okay. Now, y'all seen this tonight. I ask that you probably make sure you copy and share it with your friends and your family. It's a lesson to be learned. And pause it. Have a discussion. Do some what would you do? Like, you're walking across the street and you see a man grab a woman and take her purse. What do you do? You can write them down, make them up, or you can get the game. They do have a game, What Would You Do? They have a TV show, What Would You Do? But it's one thing to watch it. It's one thing to have to tell somebody what it is that you would actually do. So tonight, when you get a chance, you play What Would You Do with your family. Because the biggest problem in this country, we gave up the dining room table. Time when the entire family came to the table without devices, without books. We came to the table to talk about our day and what's on our mind. Now, the invention of the TV dinner and the TV tray did away with the table. Have a good evening, folks. I love you. And keep on bug tussling.